could have gone into the City net. Vinny Jr. missed it. Then Rodrigo did score. And then from City's first real attack, they get a corner. O'Reilly makes it 1-1. And then just before half-time, Haaland from the penalty spot makes it 2-1. The Blues very nearly made it 3-1, but for a double save from Courtois. And so at half-time here at the Bernabeu, my goodness, what a game it's been. It is Real Madrid 1, City 2. Oh, let's go back to the studio. Steph, Michael, Natalie, pick the bones out of that one.
Welcome back to Match Day Live. I'm still joined by Michael Brown and by Steph Houghton. It is half-time at the Bernabeu and City are leading 2-1 after going a goal down. It is a first ever Champions League goal for Nico O'Reilly and I think a 55th Champions League goal for Erling Haaland. Ali Man said it in the commentary there, Steph. That was very much a half of two halves. What did you make of it?
2 quarters, yeah. Crazy first 20 minutes. I think City we didn't play as well as what we probably normally expect, and Real Madrid came flying out the blocks. Obviously in the first 2 minutes, potential penalty which was just outside the box, and I think we really struggled to get into the game, but when we finally did and we started to put some passes together and play forward early, we created more opportunities and obviously got the 2 goals.
Yeah, definitely. There was that second minute when we thought it was going to be a penalty. It was overturned and given as a free kick. It felt ominous at that point, Michael, and then it became ominous for 20 minutes.
Well, you look and you sort of want to start, get a feel into the game, sort of feel your way in, a couple of passes. And Vinicius Jr. checks quickly, and then you feared the worst, and you're looking to see what's going to happen next. VAR, luckily, we're outside the box. That deflected free kick, fizzing past the post, could have went anywhere. But then he'd be disappointed, really, Nico O'Reilly, when he's coming back. And we was just wondering, myself and Steph were talking, was he in a good position early enough? And we get another look, he's like, right, okay, is he opening up a little bit late? But then he probably thinks, I'm just okay. But when you go up to the next level against these wide players, the touch is good, and they seem to understand when to really go at the top speed. That's what he done, just pushed it inside, and then a good finish right across Donnarumma. I think he hits it like on the side of his foot, which makes the ball sort of like dip slightly, which doesn't help the goalkeeper. He'll be disappointed that he doesn't get a right hand to it. But it's a decent finish. I thought he might have squared it. And then you're looking, thinking, right, this is an uphill battle. But then some good runs, finally getting behind. And then finally we get the breakthrough, don't we? The ball to the back post. That man again, Josko Vardiol, in around situations. And for Nico O'Reilly, to score your first Champions League goal there in that position. And then it was game on. And then I feel it just changed the whole complex. And then, rightly so, we take our chances.
So for the first half an hour, it's fair to say Real Madrid were on top, despite the fact that City were dominating possession. We talked about Rodrigo, we talked about the battle that it was going to have there with the fullbacks and the wingers for Real Madrid. Rodrigo looked like a really bright spark. His first goal for Real Madrid this season, which is quite amazing given what we saw from him in the first 30 minutes. So you mentioned it there. It was the breakaway, it was Bellingham with the lovely ball through to Rodrigo. Steph, is there something we could have done more in the midfield at that point? Because we looked pretty bare.
I think we are open, but I think Brownie mentioned it before the start of the show, is that when you've got the likes of Cherki, Bernardo and Ford in the midfield and only Nico, sometimes you can get isolated, and they always are top heavy going forward, Real Madrid, and you find Bellingham with space to pick out a pass and to put the pass into. And I think with Nico O'Reilly as well, I think he's so attacking minded as a full-back. I think we point out maybe can you try and get into your position a lot earlier and get your rest then, but obviously when you're playing against the likes of Rodrigo, who hasn't played that much for Real Madrid, and he's got a point to prove now. Mbappe hasn't started. I think he did everything right in terms of putting it across Donnarumma, but I think in them situations, because we just didn't have control, it felt like people were trying to rescue the game a little bit, so then everybody tries a little bit harder, they're out of position. I think Nico got kind of isolated in that instance, but I think from that moment on it kind of woke us up a little bit, and set pieces were always quite dangerous on them with the players that we have, Guardiola, Haaland, Diaz, and even for the penalty as well, it's just you're in the box, you're trying to create, and Rudiger's so aggressive, isn't he? And Haaland does really well to get his body in between him and the ball.
It was a long wait, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A long wait, waiting for VAR. We're like, when's it going to happen? But do you know when you're in the situations as defenders, you got something going, well, he's really tight on Erling Haaland. There's been a couple of situations where they've tried to wind him up, look for contact. We've seen it, haven't we, that he's reacted slightly. I thought, oh, there's not much in that. But when you just get a really good close-up of it, he sort of grabs him around the hips, Rudiger, and it's this motion here as he just pulls him down with a little bit of shirt was the late spot, as they were called over. So really, really big moment. And then how calm and composed again from the big man in those situations after waiting. But the officials got it right. We didn't initially see he was going to run over. I'm thinking, surely he's got to go and see it. And, they made the correct decision.
Yeah, of course, that was to make it 2-1 for City, but City equalised. So Real Madrid, in that just before the half an hour mark, got their goal. And then, like you said, the momentum felt like it started to switch back to us. I mean, we dominated possession, but it was Nico O'Reilly who got the equaliser. So you're looking sort of 6-7 minutes after Real Madrid scored, Nico O'Reilly with the equaliser. Insane for him to get his first ever Champions League goal, but we saw it again. Josko Vardiol, I feel like I'd love to look back on the stats, even for David James on it. How many times Josko Vardiol's been in there to knock a ball down, to win the ball and to provide, and he did it again today, and it's Nico there ready, he's on to poke it in, Steph.
It's crazy because our deliveries from corners have been really good this season, but also for Guardiola to continue to get first contacts in the box, it's an art, and I think people don't realise in terms of timing, and he's got an unbelievable jump on him as well, and I think he's confident in himself, and I think sometimes when you're in a corner just trying to get it toward the goal somehow and just trying to get some contact, and thank God O'Reilly was onside first and foremost. I was thinking, please don't be left in there. But yeah, a dream come true. A Manchester boy playing for his hometown club and scoring against Real Madrid in the Champions League is pretty cool.
That is, when you say it like that, it gives you shivers, doesn't it?
He's had an amazing season so far, and to get his England call up to really nail down that left-back spot when he didn't really start the season in that position. But he's coming on leaps and bounds, and he's going to be some player in the next few years. When
you think about everything that he's achieved this year, becoming a starting player, getting the new long-term contract, getting his first call-up, having his first start, and now he's scoring in the Bernabeu, wonder where the rest of this season's going to go for him.
Hopefully some titles coming back to Manchester.
It didn't look like he was going to play.
No, I know.
At one point, you're looking, he's going to get some minutes here and there, and to go into the position he's gone on in. He's doing very well. And there was another break as well down the left-hand side as he picked off Haaland. I thought it was a great save to the left-hand side, but he didn't catch that as well as I thought initially. I thought the save was better, but that one when he sweeps across it, I thought, here we go. Sort of that is one of the ones that changes the whole game. But and then Cherky with a follow-up as well. So it's been a really good half.
Yeah, and although we go in leading, it is 2-1 here at half-time, it feels like we do have a lot of improvement that we can make in the second half as well, Brownie.
All day long. I think that'll be the message from the manager. And they also know what Real Madrid can produce. There are going to be chances. They're going to put you under pressure. Another goal is going to be key. Just to sit like it is, we have to keep coming out, control the ball better wherever we possibly can. And those transitions, we've got to be spot on. We've got to understand the distances from between the midfield, the back four, those full-backs have got to get it right. And it's so difficult because they're also expected to go and join in the middle.
Yeah.
So for a young lad like he is, Nico O'Reilly, he's got one of the toughest roles today.
Yeah, absolutely. So City leading 2-1 at half-time. Now, there was another game against Real Madrid earlier on today because our under-19s handed Real Madrid their first loss in the UEFA Youth League, beating them 4-0. How incredible is that? Goals from Charlie Gray, that was a free kick that you just saw there. Ryan McAdoo and a brace from Regan Heskey. So what does it mean? City are through to the round of 32 for the UEFA Youth League. We placed 10th in the standings, meaning we will advance to the knockout stage of the competition through the domestic champions pathway. So the draw for the round of 32 will take place on Friday. So keep across mancity.com and the official City app for updates on who the under-19s will face. But some scoreline that against an undefeated Madrid, I mean, at any age level, Brownie.
Yeah, fantastic. It just shows the talent that keeps coming through. To be involved in those type of games, I think that's again the learning curve. Though the games that get them closer, and the manager just having a little look across. A few of them getting a little bit of a taste of first team action as well. I feel that's been important, hasn't it, the last few seasons? And yeah, big result for them.
Well, keep an eye out there to see who they draw on Friday. Now, you'll have also noticed today that we are wearing our EA Sports kit. You can see it, the green one there that is right behind me. Now, I'm sure you know this already, but if you don't, did you believe that this kit has functionality? Unbelievable. So you can unlock prizes by scanning The crest, yes, because there is a special chip embedded in that crest. And when you scan it, it'll take you somewhere to win prizes. And in December, currently live, you can win a City Women's Player Meet and Greet. You can win Puma Palermo trainers. You can win an EA Sports FC signed men's items. And also coming up next year, you can watch the team train. You can get matchday tickets, Puma boots, esports challenges, all in a chip inside the badge of a kit. Not in our day, that, Brownie. Not in our
AI,
day.
isn't it?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Brownie's going to be scanning it now.
I know,
Have a little scan. Have another scan, see what we can get. Eh?
Brownie's going to be trying to take that one home, Steph.
He said he wanted that one.
That's my one, just so everybody knows. Make it clear I've got that one. And I'll tell you what I've won as well. And I'll keep having a go.
Hopefully it's 3 points in the Champions League. That's all I want to win tonight, Brownie.
Not another edition, another tracksuit or anything?
I do like my new tracksuit that I was given to me, fair. Yes, thanks. Just point that out there, Brownie. Thank you so much. It's very, very comfortable. OK, so a big second half coming up. City currently leading 2-1. We'll keep an eye out on the Bernabeu for the players coming back out. But Steph, what do you want to see City do in this second half?
I think it's amazing that we've come to be 2-1 and we haven't played at our best, and I don't feel as though they've got into a bit of a rhythm, so it'd be so interesting to see how we come out. But I think we need to be a bit more alert, and I think if we can keep the ball a little bit better and stop Real Madrid's transitions, I think they're going to really struggle with what we can do and the players that we have.
Apparently we had 5 shots in that first half. I can't remember them, but...
There wasn't too many, was it? Because as I say, we're spoilt, aren't we, with Manchester City? Normally, there's lots of action in the final third, lots of opportunities. But to go and have that control, that would have been so important. Possession first, but possession with a purpose. Getting into the final third, distance covered, good. We've seen a massive improvement on that this season, that's for certain. Back to front a little bit quicker. It suits Erling Haaland. Fouls committed. We could go on and look at loads of stats, but the stats what you'd be delighted with, that we recovered. We managed to ride a little bit of an early wobble, which we felt like that could come away. But Steph doesn't want anything in the second half because she said 2-1.
I did, yeah.
So she's just saying, well, let's just call it now.
We all won 3 points, so it doesn't
straight,
matter, does it really?
She's right. Possession with purpose. That's lovely, that, bro.
Yeah, but you know how competitive is she, right? She doesn't really mean that, just the 3 points. She wants 3 points.
I just want 3 points and 2-1, that's fine, yeah.
That's what she said.
She did immediately remind us of her score prediction when City scored.
And I wouldn't be surprised if she's clicking on that chip a bit later to try and win something as well.
Well, but Steph, you're right. 3 points is all that matters tonight. Yeah. Of course, they do, as we mentioned before the game as well, they've got Kylian Mbappe on the bench. Obviously, he's got some sort of injury, otherwise he'd be starting. But at what point do you think that Xavi Alonso might bring him on?
Well, I think we've looked at the manager's situation. At that point, it's risk and reward, isn't it? Does he want to do it? Does he lose him later on? What's his conversation? Not just with the crowd. You've got to understand your position with the board. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? How so soon in his tenure, that's what he's looking at. So then he goes, do we do it? Do we need to win this? Can we recover a little bit later on? These are not always as well the situations. Does he just leave him on there for a psychological one where really is never going to put him on? Mm-hmm. We've seen that with certain managers, haven't we? They'll sort of go, well, he's not been warming up. He's not been doing the stuff. I think that's the message. Too active at this moment in time.
Oh, we can still see Rodrigo Vinicius Jr. there. So any changes, as always, Alistair Mann will be the one to let you know. Get your second half commentary now with us on the City app. Alistair Mann and Steve Howie. Hopefully, we'll see you again in 45 minutes. We will be here. Come and join us. Where fingers crossed we are talking about, hey, whether it's Steph's prediction or Michael's prediction, all we want is 3 points. Right, back over to Alistair Mann.
Thanks, Natalie. A couple of nice statistics to bring you. Haaland is celebrating his 50th start in the UEFA Champions League today, and he's just reached 55 UEFA Champions League goals. And just to give you an idea of how he rates, that is the quickest player in UEFA Champions League history to get to 55 in 54 matches. Ruud van Nistelrooy got there in 70, Lionel Messi 73, Lewandowski 82, Mbappe